Welcome back to this video. Today we're going to analyze Windows event logs, but this time we're going to use a different set of tools. So we have this directory that contains the dump from infected machine. Okay, this dump consists of all the event logs we were able to extract. So we just extracted all the logs. As you can see, every file has evtx extension, and now we will gonna analyze the event logs. We want to find out what exactly happened. We believe that there might be a ransomware that infected the machine from which we extracted the Windows event logs. Today we're gonna analyze the event logs, but kind of differently. What do I mean by that? In previous videos we analyzed Windows event logs with various tools such as View. We used Timeline Explorer. We also used, as you can see, Powershell to analyze event logs. And previously we used a command line tool in Windows EVT utility. So let's assume that for 1 second you are not using Windows to analyze the logs. You want to use your Linux workstation. And to do that, we're gonna demonstrate a different method to analyzing the logs. First, we're gonna have to do some installations for the dependencies. So let me start with, let's see, yeah. So we're gonna use Python-evtx tools to perform the analysis. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through, guys, the installation steps. The first thing you're gonna do is to execute this command to install the evtx set of tools. After this has been completed successfully, you're going to install the Writeup set of tools, which is necessary for the chainsaw. Chainsaw is another tool that is used in the incident response to extract artifacts directly from Windows event logs. So after we execute this command, of course, this command will download and install Writeup tools. And then after Writeup and Python-evtx are ready in the machine, you need to clone the repo of chainsaw. After cloning the repository from GitHub, you're going to execute this command, cargo build -- release, which will compile the chainsaw binary. Now after having done that, you need to go to the directory target release. You can find this directory in the chainsaw repository, which you have downloaded earlier. So basically that's how it looks like. cd desktop tools. So after you execute this command to clone the repo, you're gonna have this. Okay, and then when you compile the binary, you will have this directory created, target. You cd to target, and then cd to release, and you'll see the binary here. Make sure that it has the correct permissions. So chainsaw has execution permissions. So now you are ready to run the tool. Before we run the tool, first, we're going to use evtx dump Python script to extract the entries from a specific Windows event log. Now let's go to the analysis. So the desktop logs. Okay, so this is a directory containing all of the extracted Windows event logs. Now, before you start the analysis as an incident responder, you actually must have attended briefings that explain what happened. These briefings are conducted by you and your colleagues in the incident response team or the analysis team, where you discuss what are the initial findings. So based on the initial findings, your colleagues told you that the infection might have come from PowerShell. The first thing you want to do is to analyze the Windows event logs or the logs related to PowerShell. So the first command we're gonna execute is evtx That's the command. Oh, wait. So here we execute the Python script to dump all the events from PowerShell evtx, and then we send the output to the desktop. So the file now, the output file PowerShell events, if we go to the file, and these are the entries. Okay. Now, since we believe that the malware has been downloaded using some PowerShell script, we're going to search for the word download. And we immediately locate this line 7010. Okay, that's now a bit better. So you can see that there's PowerShell executed to retrieve a file from the server. This is an IP address. In other cases, it might be a domain name. And here we can see this file. And this file has been saved in this directory, cusers, hoge, update, local, temp, miscalc. So based on that, now we know that PowerShell has been used by some process, which is unknown yet, we don't know what is that process, to retrieve a file. Now this file is the first lead in investigating what happened and what kind of infection that hit the machine. So what we're going to do, we're going to use Chainsaw to search this file. Now remember that Chainsaw is a tool that can be used in incident response to hunt for artifacts. It can also be used to search for strings. So you go back, and here we execute this command. Make sure you are under the same directory where Chainsaw is stored or saved. So Chainsaw search, okay, and we use the string. We put the string we want to search for. So here I'm searching for this executable. And -i, I specify the directory where the logs are stored. In my case, they are stored under the logs directory. And I send the output of the command to desktop to be saved under this file. Let's go to this file, which is here. And now we search with the file name. Okay, so that's the first entry here. And this demonstrates the command used to execute this file. As you can see, guys, the PowerShell script or the PowerShell process has been invoked by the command line. And look here, the command line process was originally invoked by Microsoft. So now we know that there was a Microsoft document responsible for spawning the PowerShell command, which in turn downloaded the suspicious file. So here, the parent command line, from the parent command line, we see that the parent command line is Microsoft Word. And also we see the document. This is a document, okay, that spawned the PowerShell process, which in turn downloaded the calculator file. Now we know the initial and the first attack in the chain, which is the Microsoft document. So now we believe that the Microsoft document was responsible for all of the machine compromise. The Microsoft document spawned PowerShell process, which downloaded the malware we are investigating now. And here we can see the process ID and the parent process ID. The parent process ID represents the ID of the Microsoft Office Word process. The process ID, this is the process ID of the command line. Scrolling down, we can see. So now we know now what happened. Okay. Now we want to understand the nature of this file. One of the ways to find out what is the nature of this file is by looking for the hash of this file. Usually the hash of this file is stored in the sysmon logs. So if we search for the word hash, this is the hash for this process. Looks like we're gonna need to keep searching with the original process name. Okay, not this one. And this is not the hash we're looking for. This is the hash for PowerShell. Okay, let's see here. So now this is the process we're searching with, and as you can see, it is listed in the command line, and then we can see the version of the file and the hash. So if we copy the hash, how do you know that this hash belongs to this executable? By looking at the image. Okay, the image matches the file name. Now we copy the hash and we go to VirusTotal. Upon searching with VirusTotal, we discovered that there are 56 hits out of 73. And when taking a closer look, we can see that the file name is Loki Locker. Has been named like this by several AV solutions. Now going to more details, or the details tab, you can see the MD5 hash and other hash values. And we can see other names for the file. As you can see, guys, the file has masqueraded as original Windows executables, which is a very malicious behavior. And okay, so we go to now to relations, and we confirm the name Loki Locker. Okay, now we know what happened, and now we know that it is a ransomware infection. Let's now look for signs of persistence. Usually these kind of executables tend to start when the machine boots up. To do that, the ransomware or the malware creates an entry in the registry or in the Windows startup processes so that it starts when the system starts. So to find out if this is the case, we're going to search for scheduled tasks. So again, we use chainsaw and we search for scheduled tasks. So why do we use this word? Because this is the command that is used when a malware creates a scheduled task. So we search with this and we send the output to a new file. Let's now inspect the file. And now you want to search for the executable name. The executable name is here. So we find the first entry or the first event. This is the command line. Upon taking a closer look at the command line, we can see a task has been created. The task name is Loki, and we can see the executable. If we want to take a look at other instances of this event, we can search with Loki as well. So this is another task created, and that's another one at on logon. Parent command line. So now we know that there is a scheduled task created with this executable file. So having done all of this, we have identified most of the artifacts needed to complete the analysis. But sometimes you may need to pivot between tools and log files. So what are the things that you need to note down after this analysis? Let's go back to download. So you may need to take a note of the IP address from which the ransomware was retrieved. So the IP address is very important here to create detection rules. And you may want to copy or take a note of the hashes here, because you also want to create detection rules using these hashes. Now we're talking about threat hunting and intelligence. Going back here, what are the things we want to take away from this analysis? Going back to scheduled task, or here. This is the hash file. or this is the MD5 hash. Now here other things we want is the process ID of the malware. So basically here, this is the CMD process ID, this one, and this is the parent process ID, which is the ID of the Microsoft Office. If you want to find out the Powershell process ID, you can find it somewhere here. So Powershell is the parent process of this. So here we're gonna copy this and keep looking. Yeah, this is it. So this is the PowerShell process ID, right? Original file name is PowerShell and the process ID is this. These numbers are very important if you want to do the analysis one more time using other tools. The process IDs are important. So now we know the hash, we know the IPs. What are the things we need to extract from this analysis is the Office file. Scroll up. So we found the Office file somewhere. Yeah, this is the Microsoft Office document. Okay. Now this file might also be extracted and analyzed further to extract further artifacts. So that was it. That's the brief analysis of the ransomware infection. Thank you for watching.